Day 2 of the Edgbaston Test match, the ongoing series England versus India, saw India extend their domination, resuming at the overnight score of 310 for 5. India have almost batted England out of the Test match. They did not get to 600 but went to as close to 600 as possible, just falling 13 runs short. 587 in their first innings, a mammoth total after having been put into bat on the opening day on Wednesday. India were brilliantly led by their captain, playing only his second Test match as a captain, Shubman Gill's highest Test score. The second Indian captain to score 100 in two consecutive Test matches after Mohammad Azharuddin did it in 1990 at Lord's and Old Trafford. Shubman Gill emulated the wristy Hyderabadi by scoring a century in Headingley last week and followed it up with a remarkable, fantastic display of concentration, execution of shots, control over not just his innings but also controlling the Indian innings, having the England bowlers at his mercy, directing the ball where he intended to, picking up the gaps beautifully on the offside, especially Shubman Gill, 269 runs from 387 balls with 30 fours and 3 sixes. That took India to 587 all out. Shubman Gill, in the course of reaching his first double century and becoming the third Indian Sunil Gavaskar and Rahul Dravid. Shubman Gill was just pure class. He ought to have scored this big in the first Test when he was batting brilliantly, fell for just short of 150 runs, and there began the batting collapse in the first innings, which repeated in the second innings, and India lost their way. They have certainly learnt from those mistakes, and in the gap between the first and the second Test, perhaps have worked out on those shortcomings. It was visible, making use of the perfect batting conditions for the second consecutive day in the Test match. India can only look at winning from here on. 587, and at stumps on day 2, they have reduced England to 77 for 3 wickets, and the 3 wickets include removing first Test centurions Ben Duckett and Ollie Pope for no scores. Akashdeep, a surprise inclusion in this Test match. Not many or gave Akashdeep the chance to be playing in this Test match, and many thought Kuldeep Yadav, and rightfully so, Kuldeep Yadav should be playing in this Test match. But Akashdeep, with his swing, removed Ben Duckett beautifully, having him nick to the third slip, where Shubman Gill, after all those hours of batting, all those hours of concentration with the bat, still was alert at the slip cordon and took that catch offered by Ben Duckett, edge, diving to his left at the third slip very early in the English innings. In fact, the third over of the innings and second of Akashdeep opened the bowling for India. in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, Akashdeep removed Ben Duckett and Ollie Pope off successive deliveries. If Duckett edged to third slip, the left-hander, the right-handed Ollie Pope edged to second slip, where KL Rahul took it on the second attempt. So England were reduced to 13 for 2 by the third over. Soon it became 25 for 3 with Mohammad Siraj striking and also taking the edge of the other opener, Zach Crawley, this time Karun Nair at first slip, making no mistake. We saw Karun Nair take 2 such catches in the first test match, and here he seems to be a first slip specialist catcher. Zach Crawley gone for 19, a little partnership of an unbroken 52 for the fourth wicket ensued between the two Yorkshiremen, Harry Brook and the veteran Joe Root, with Brook batting on 30 and Joe Root on 18. The onus is on these two Yorkshiremen to bat England deep, but then India with their tails up will come afresh on Friday and look to bowling out England. This is the best chance for India to draw one back in the series. Having scored 587, the pitch still a batting paradise. If you look at it, the whole scenario of this series, it's been 7 days of fantastic batting pitch. First 5 days of the Headingley Test match and 2 days at Edgbaston. Joe Root, man who is known to make big scores, and Harry Brook, who already has a triple hundred in his fledgling Test career. They can also bat as big as Shubman Gill did for India. But the day was all of Shubman Gill. Having resumed at the overnight 114, he duly completed his 115. Ravindra Jadeja for company overnight. The two of them shared 203. Ravindra Jadeja looking equally good. Unfortunate to miss out on a well-deserved century by just 11 runs. He was done in by a short ball just before lunch by Josh Tongue. The ball ballooning to the wicketkeeper Jamie Smith. Karun Nair and the rest of the India batsmen watched Washington Sundar join Captain Shubman Gill, and the two shared 144 runs to further take India beyond 500 and even 550. Washington Sundar, all concentration personified, playing along the ground, one rare 6, out for 42, off the bowling of the part-time spinner Joe Root, who foxed him with the turn. Playing defensively, Washington Sundar had no clue to the ball that spun away and clean bowled him. Shubman Gill, in the course of his 269, became the highest Indian captain to score in England, going past Mohammad Azharuddin's 179 way back in 1990 at Old Trafford. He also became the third Indian double centurion, like I mentioned, after Sunil Gavaskar and Rahul Dravid, and he took his personal score to 269 before a soft dismissal, perhaps the first time that he lost concentration, pulling Josh Tongue just about after resumption post tee, pulling Josh Tongue to square leg Ollie Pope to give him a simple catch. So India folded up for 587. Mohammad Siraj, being the last man, stumped off the bowling of the lone off-spinner Shoaib Bashir. So India, dictating terms, are in the best position to win this test match, force a result, and not let England get away with an equally big first innings score. So the ball is in India's bowlers' court, and the 3 wickets that they took early on Thursday in England's first innings should boost them to pick up 7 more at the earliest, and if possible, enforce the follow-on. That is the best option. Give bowlers more time and try to bowl them out. Take all 20 wickets and go 1-1 into the third test starting at the Lord's Cricket Ground on July 10. Until the Day 3 review, take care, stay safe, have a nice day.